When we think about aliens, what do we picture? Extraterrestrial beings that are likely out to harm us. This has been portrayed in many movies like Independence Day and The War of the Worlds. But what if these aliens were not aggressive, but were sending us warning signals? You probably wouldn't take them seriously.
I lie.
A lot of people have reported seeing UFOs and even interacting with aliens. We just don't know how credible they are. In the past, there have been instances where scientists have picked up strange signals from space, but they had reasonable explanations for them. However, this time things are a little different. The signals which were sent to Earth seem to have come from galaxies far away, across the universe. If you're wondering how far away, then let me tell you. These signals were sent more than 2,000 light years away. How did they manage to reach us? We simply don't know. And that's why scientists are baffled by this. As a curious human being, you must be thinking, what did they say? Did they say anything about an alien attack? Not really. They didn't talk about any attack, but they did send messages. Messages that could change our future forever. It all started with a simple search. Scientists were searching through normal radio frequencies, when suddenly their equipment detected something unusual. They thought that maybe their devices weren't working properly. After all, you can't pick up a message from outer space on a normal radio. So they checked their equipment only to find out that everything was working just fine. It was then that they realized that the signal they had received wasn't a glitch, but something far more complex. Not wanting to jump to conclusions, they decided to wait for another signal. They waited patiently for almost a year until the same signal came again. It was at this point that the scientists realized that they had to take action. This was no longer a game. They had to find out where the signal had come from and what it meant. They soon discovered that the signal had come from the constellation Sagittarius. The constellation is located in the third quadrant of the sky, which makes it visible from almost anywhere on Earth. It consists of 27 stars and is one of the largest constellations in the night sky. But the signal didn't come from one of the stars. Instead, it seemed to have originated from beyond our galaxy. That's right. The message was coming from a place far beyond our own Milky Way. Scientists have not been able to decipher the exact location from where the message was sent. But what they do know is that it definitely wasn't from our galaxy. If it was, we would have easily been able to trace its origin. But since it came from such a distant place, it took quite some time for the message to reach us. Scientists estimate that the signal was sent about 4,850 years ago. Yes, you heard that right. We are talking about a time frame that is almost 5,000 years old. But here's the kicker. The message was sent to us 4,850 years ago, but we only picked it up in 2001. So why did it take so long for us to receive the message? Well, it's because the universe is a pretty big place. The signal had to travel through a lot of space before it reached us, and it was until modern technology that we were able to detect it. But the question still remains, what did the message say? The answer to this question has left scientists scratching their heads for years. The message was written in a language that we simply don't understand. It was like a foreign language to us, one that we couldn't decipher, no matter how hard we tried. But scientists weren't about to give up. They continued to study the message in the hopes that someday they would be able to understand it. After years of research, they finally managed to decode the message. What they found out was shocking. The message was a warning. It was a warning from a civilization that was advanced beyond our wildest dreams. They had developed technology that we are only beginning to explore now. But they had also discovered something else, something that terrified them so much that they sent a message to us across the universe. The message warned us about a cosmic event that was about to happen, an event that would destroy our planet and wipe out all life on it. They'd seen it happen before in their own world, and they didn't want the same thing to happen to us. But why? Why would a cosmic event destroy an entire planet? Well, the answer lies in the depths of space. There is a black hole located in the center of our galaxy. It is a place where nothing can escape, not even light. And while it may seem harmless from a distance, it becomes a deadly threat. When it gets too close to a planet, you see, as a black hole approaches a planet, it creates a gravitational pull so strong that it literally tears the planet apart. It pulls everything towards it, destroying everything in its path. The aliens who sent the message had seen this happen before. They had watched as a black hole destroyed their world, and they didn't want the same thing to happen to ours. But why did they send the message 4,850 years ago? Why not send it sooner or later? Well, that's because they knew that we wouldn't believe them if they did. Humans are a curious bunch, and we love to explore new things. But we also tend to ignore things that we don't understand. If the aliens had sent the message a few thousand years ago, we probably would have just ignored it. We wouldn't have believed them, and we would have continued on with our lives as usual. But they knew that someday we would become advanced enough to understand their message, and that is why they waited. They waited for thousands of years until we were smart enough to understand what they were trying to tell us. The question is, what did we do after we received their message? Did we heed their warning and take action? Well, not really. We humans are a stubborn lot, and we tend to do things our own way. No matter how much evidence you present to us, we will only believe it when we see it for ourselves. And that's exactly what happened in this case. Scientists presented the message to the world, but most people just ignored it. They couldn't fathom the idea that there were aliens out there who were more advanced than us. They thought it was just a hoax, and that there was no real danger. But a small group of scientists refused to give up. They continued to study the message in the hopes that someday they would be able to prove it to the world. And who knows, maybe someday they will succeed. Maybe one day we will all realize that we are not alone in the universe, and that there are other civilizations out there that are far more advanced than us. But until that day comes, we will continue to search the skies for answers. We will continue to look for signs of life out there because we are curious by nature. We can't help but wonder if we're alone in this vast universe. The truth is, we may never know the answer to that question, but that doesn't stop us from trying. As long as there are scientists on this planet, there will be those who are searching for answers among the stars. The universe is a vast and mysterious place, and we have only explored a tiny fraction of it. There could be other civilizations out there that are more advanced than us, but we simply don't know it yet. The possibility is both exciting and terrifying. Exciting because it means that we're not alone in the universe, but terrifying because it also means that there could be other forces out there that we simply do and understand. The message from the aliens was a warning that we may never have received if we hadn't become advanced enough to understand it. It was a warning that we chose to ignore, but maybe that was for the best. Maybe if we had listened, we would have been doomed. The truth is, we simply don't know. But one thing is for sure, the universe is full of mysteries, and we are only beginning to scratch the surface. Who knows what other secrets it holds? Maybe someday we will discover the answers to all of our questions. But until that day comes, we will continue to explore the vast expanse of space in search of answers. We will continue to search for signs of life and intelligence out there because that's what makes us human. We are curious, and we will never give up in our search for knowledge. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you did, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.